Hello friends, so we will be today learning domain 7 of ASP CSP. In this domain 7, our training pattern would be first we will be understanding the syllabus. हम syllabus जानेंगे उसके बाद syllabus का topics, each and every topic we will be undergoing detailed discussion, and after that after undergoing the topic उसके बाद हम questions. Okay, the previous questions from ASP CSP, not in the end, but each topic discuss करते ही हम questions discuss करेंगे and answers discuss करेंगे, so that you will be having multiple revisions. Okay, so in this class we will be understanding the complete domain for module 7. Okay, domain 7 we will be understanding. Why domain 7? Because domain 7 is the easiest to start with. Okay, you will not be feeling so much load in that. Other domains are much bigger than domain 7, and domain 7 is having 10%. That is the biggest advantage. Okay, so domain 7, the just we will check what are the syllabus. Okay, this is as per blueprint 11. So blueprint 11 means it is the updated one, and also the questions that I have discussed are also the updated, the recent questions. Okay, so describe the need assessment process to determine worker training, competency and qualifications. We are covering that. Then develop training programs with training materials to address various learning styles, presentation methods and tools. That also we are covering. Describe how they implement training programs utilizing continuous improvement model, PDCA model. Determining the effectiveness of training programs, example surveys, on-job compliance, feedback assessment and demonstration quizzes, various training programs, and what are the advantages and how you have to choose which training program for what. That also it is asked in question frequently, and we are covering that. Demonstrating working knowledge of education and training methods and techniques. So various types of training like classroom training, online training, stimulation, computer-based, artificial intelligence. Nowadays questions are coming in this artificial intelligence, and also coaching and on-job training. Understanding the various adult learning principles, and they will be giving a scenario in which the training is failing and what kind of principles you have to use in order to make that training better. So this would be the, so this is the syllabus. uh, Syllabus very very short. Okay, but we have to undergo a long training method. Okay, long training karna hai, then only we will be say train already. The CSP will be giving you a very brief syllabus. That is what CSP is always doing. Very brief syllabus. So our training pattern kya hona chahiye? Understanding the previous question papers and this syllabus. We have made a notes. Okay, and that notes is an exhaustive notes. That would be enough to clear the examination. Okay, so let us check what our notes are. See, training is a content, not an automatic solution. So usually, whenever safety training is given, what we are doing, whenever you are doing a safety training, whenever you are doing safety training in the company also, you are giving the training, you are completing the slides. So that is not a safety training. So training is a control, not an automatic solution. Okay. Safety training matters because it is used to improve worker competence. After you getting your training or after taking your training, workers' competence should improve. Okay, workers should perform better. Their behavior should improve. They should behave in a safe manner. Training होने के बाद उन लोग safely behave करना है. Consistency in workplaces. Consistency होना चाहिए. Hazard उनको recognize. They should be able to recognize the hazard, and they should be able to perform the task. Okay. Training is only effective when it changes a job performance. Very, very important question. Okay. Very, very important point. This is asked in question. You will be thinking, why this simple thing, but what is the importance in that? See, importance is whenever you are giving a training, okay, it should actually show some kind of reflection to the job that is performed. If the job is not becoming safer, if they are not performing the job in a safer manner, then the training is of no use. Okay. So training program is considered successful. Training program is considered successful when only is not considered successful. Okay, big when people are just attending, slides were shown, or workers said they liked it. So that is not a proper training program. Training should bring some kind of changes, positive changes to the behavior of the people. Training should bring some kind of positive changes to the job that is performed. Only if people are attending, slides were shown, or workers said yes, they liked it, it is not a proper evaluation of the training, or it is the training was not effective, or the even if the see this is also important, even if the training scores were high, they got good result, they got good marks, training is not effective. Okay, Ketripack model we will discuss in detail. Four levels of Ketripack's model: first level, second level, third level, fourth level. So there are various levels. In that first level, training very good reaction, second level good score. So we will discuss that step by step. We will discuss. Now, effective training is performance based, it should be measurable, it should be job relevant, and it should be evaluated. So, effective training should be performance based. You should check the performance of the job. Job kaise hai? Job acha hai? Job, what is the performance they are showing in the job? It is performance based. Are they performing in a good manner? It should be measurable. Okay, it should be tangible. It should be job relevant. It should be evaluated. So that is an effective training. Training only fixes knowledge or skill gaps. This is also very, very important. Every time they are asking. See, if you have any problem, if you don't understand, if you have knowledge problem, if you have skill problem, if a person is not able to go to the confined space because he doesn't know what is confined space, we can teach him what is confined space. So that is training. But person doesn't want to go into the confined space, person is not motivated to do the work, so that training cannot fix that problem. So this kind of question they will be asking. Okay, if a worker can do the job safely but chooses not to due to production pressure or lack of discipline, training is not the answer. Look for supervision, accountability, or root cause analysis instead. This is very, very important. Every time in the examination they are asking this. See, you can fix, ट्रेनिंग ओनली फिक्सेस नॉलेज प्रॉब्लम एंड स्किल गैप्स. इफ यू हैव एनी नॉलेज प्रॉब्लम, अगर आपको समझना नहीं है, अगर आपको स्किल नहीं है, ट्रेनिंग यू कैन डू, ट्रेनिंग कैन हेल्प यू आउट. ओके, सो दिस इज द करेक्ट फिक्स. They will give you a scenario: worker is not able to work at height because he is having fearful, he is fearful, or worker wants to skip the job, he wants to go home early because the motivation to go home early is more than doing the job itself. So in that case, training will not help you. So they will give you the scenario, okay, whether training is required or not. This kind of question will be coming. Now, what is the difference between teaching and safety training? See, teaching, the lecture that you get in your classroom or lecture that you get in your college, that is teaching. Lecture focuses on, it is just content delivery. But safety professional giving training, it is performance outcome. The performance must improve. Just giving, the college's teacher will be giving you training. Just तुम लोग training देंगे और जाएंगे. That is not performance based. परफॉर्मेंस अगर आपको आना चाहिए, परफॉर्मेंस चेंज आना चाहिए, सेफ्टी बिहेवियर में चेंज आना चाहिए, दैट इज आवर सेफ्टी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम में चेंज आना चाहिए, नहीं तो यूर बिहेवियरल चेंजेस आना चाहिए. सो दैट इज सेफ्टी ट्रेनिंग. ओके, योर जॉब यू आर परफॉर्मिंग इन एन गुड मैनर, इन एन सेफ मैनर, दैट इज सेफ्टी ट्रेनिंग. बट कॉलेज tutor performing, that is just a teaching style, that is just a lecturing style. सो कीवर्ड्स मैंने दिया है, एग्जामिनेशन में कीवर्ड्स आएंगे. इफ यू आर फाइंडिंग कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड, परफॉर्मेंस बेस्ड, ऑब्जेक्टिव, ऑब्जर्वेबल एक्शन वर्ब्स, फील्ड फॉलो अप, इवैल्यूएशन टाइड टू जॉब, etc. These are all safety training. Okay, because safety training क्या है? It is competency based, performance based है. Observable action verbs like performing, observable action verbs आएंगे. Okay, demonstration, that is observable action words. फील्ड फॉलोअप होना चाहिए ट्रेनिंग में. इवैल्यूएशन टाइड टू जॉब टास्क, दैट इज कंटिन्यूस इम्प्रूवमेंट देखेंगे. इट इज देयर इन फ्यूचर स्लाइड्स. ओके, now there are three terms in training. One is pedagogy, andragogy, and heutagogy. Okay, pedagogy means what? Ped means what? Pediatrics. Pediatrics is for the children. Okay, so teaching children teaching is how word to word we will be teaching children what is this, what is that, cat, mat. So that is pedagogy. We are not talking about pedagogy, we don't want pedagogy. Okay, andragogy, andro means what? And means what? Adult teaching. Heutagogy means what? It is self-determined learning. You are learning by yourself, where learners takes the major responsibility for the learning. Okay, here we are talking about heutagogy. Okay, but training, most of the training we have to combine all these things. Sometimes if very new workers are coming, very fresh trainees are coming, we have to get pedagogy also, andragogy, teaching adults, that also we have to take, and heutagogy sometimes you are doing some kind of online courses and all, that is heutagogy. So we have to understand the terminology and you have to use all the three as per the situation you have to use. Okay. Now, see, andragogy means adult learning, we already told. So adult learning keywords are worker experience. In the examination, it can come, the workers are experienced. Experience means what? You are teaching the adult, so andragogy. Practical application. Adult can be taught only by practical application. Okay. Heutagogy, it is online teaching. He will be teaching by himself. And pedagogy, very, very small pediatrician, the people चिल्ड्रन को सिखा रहा है तो उधर प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन नहीं आएंगे ओके रेलेवेंट टू जॉब whenever you are teaching to the adult it should be job relevant it should be job relevant you will be teaching like confined space के बारे में सिखाएंगे वर्क एट हाइट के बारे में सिखाएंगे कुछ ना कुछ जॉब रेलेवेंस के बारे में सिखाएंगे nowadays you are learning this ASP CSP because this is relevant to your job because then only you will be getting promotion okay then only you will be getting good job that is why then only you will be getting good career opportunity that is why you are learning this so this is also a job relevance in that sake you can say otherwise you will not listen to this video okay it should be participation it should be participation you should understand you should talk with me you should interact adult learning most important you should make it more interactive okay you should make it more interactive you should make it more active it should be self direction it should be self direction means what see you are getting motivated and then you are coming to this training not that I am coming to your home and telling please listen to my video please listen to my video no you are getting motivated and then you are coming to this training that is these are the characters of adult learning very very important very very important anthropology keywords that is why I have given this keywords okay anywhere on the question such keywords will come or such words will come you can easily understand this is adult learning and these are the characters of adult learning okay so adult learning is based upon the experience okay it should have some kind of practical application it should be relevant to your job it should have some kind of participation is actively involved hona chahiye okay, see, for example, in your training, only tutor is talking, and you are not interacting at all. After some time, you will be feeling sleepy. So it should be highly participative, interactive hona chahiye. And self-direction. Self-direction means you yourself are motivated and coming to this job, to this training. That is self-direction. Okay. Now, sometimes scenario questions will come. See, one scenario, training is very bad or the performance is very bad. Okay. Now, how can you improve the training? To improve the training, you have to work upon any of these aspects. Either you should make it more experienced oriented, like more demonstration आपको देना है, नहीं तो practical applications देना है, नहीं तो उसको relevant to the job बनाओ, नहीं तो adult को बहुत participate करवाओ, interactive करवाओ. It should be self-directed. So you have to work on these aspects in order to make the training better. So that is why this is relevant. Okay. Now, see, adult learning, this is what we were telling. Adult learning, this is different from the children who are learning, which is pedagogy. Adults do not learn best by passive listening alone. Very, very important. Okay. Adults do not learn best by passive listening alone. Adults learn best when training is relevant, respectful, participative, practical, connected to their existing experience and immediately usable. This is what we have discussed in the top also. Okay. Adult का learning कैसे होना चाहिए relevance to the job adult participation self directive so adult learning if you want to make adult learning interesting if you want to make it active adult learn best when it is relevant to the job that is experience based होना चाहिए respectful होना चाहिए adult should be respected so you are coming to the training and if I am just behaving like an college tutor or college principal who is very strict you may not be coming to the class again you will be saying why this person is not giving me respect okay because this training is professional training this training is not like your classroom training that you were taking in your college the principal can shout at you but here we cannot shout at you this is respectful because you are coming after your work you are spending your important time here after your work काम के बाद आप इधर आ रहा है because you are self motivated to pass this ASP CSP examination. It should be participative. Participative means what? It should be very much interactive and it should be practically demonstration होना चाहिए, practical oriented होना चाहिए, connected with your existing experience. Okay, and immediately usable. So if you want to make a straight scenario, they will be giving a scenario in which training is not going good or the performance is not good. There are a lot of unsafe activities going on. So you want to make it that you want to give them training. So how you can improve the training? So any of these factors you have to work on. Okay, fine. Now, 6 adult learning principles you should not memorize, but understand the concept. That is very important. Huh? Very, very, very important. Same thing I am saying again and again because this need to get into your mind. Okay. Adult learners are generally self-directed, experience-based, goal-oriented, relevance-oriented, practical, and respect-seeking. Respect-seeking is very important. Okay. So ट्रेनिंग इफ द ट्रेनिंग इज फेलिंग अगर आपका ट्रेनिंग काम नहीं कर रहा है सो इट शुड बी व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम इट शुड बी टू थियोरेटिकल नॉट जॉब रिलेटेड ओवरली lecture based disrespectful of worker experience passive instead of active participation. So adult learning, what should be the adult learning? How should be adult should be taught? Adult should be taught in this way. We have already discussed. उनको सेल्फ डायरेक्टेड होना चाहिए, एक्सपीरियंस बेस्ड होना चाहिए, गोल ओरिएंटेड होना चाहिए, रेलेवेंस ओरिएंटेड होना चाहिए, प्रैक्टिकल एंड रेस्पेक्ट सीकिंग. सो अगर एडल्ट का जो दिया हुआ ट्रेनिंग, इफ वी आर गिविंग ट्रेनिंग टू द एडल्ट एंड इफ द ट्रेनिंग इज फेलिंग, then it should be because of these reasons. It should be too much theoretical, hey, not relevant to the job. See, theoretical. Now when I am teaching you, I am trying to inculcate so many examples in that. सो दैट इट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके, इंटरेक्टिव होना चाहिए, आपको मैं रेस्पेक्ट देना चाहिए, मैं एक्टिवली आपसे इंटरेक्ट करना चाहिए. सो दैट इज हाउ आई शुड मेक दिस ट्रेनिंग engaging. I should make this training very much relevant to you or very much interesting to you. If I am not doing that way, it would be very boring to you. Okay. So if a training is failing, training is not working properly, what you should do? It should be more job relevant. Okay, you should involve the workers actively. You should make it more interactive. Interactive banao. Training को आप interactive बनाओ. How can you make interactive? You should ask questions. Now we cannot ask questions. That is another thing. But you have to ask questions. In iOS, train the trainer. If you want to pass the examination, make it more interactive. आप इंटरेक्टिव करो, आप डिस्कस करो, आप ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करो. ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग इज वन वे ऑफ मेकिंग इट इंटरेक्टिव. यू कैन गिव you can show them video and then ask them what are the things that you understood. That is an interactive method. Make it more interactive. उनको कुछ demonstration सिखाओ. Okay, when you are teaching about work at height, show them how the safety harness is weighed. So that is an interactive method. Use examples from their experience. Okay, not from my experience. Allow participation and discussion. Very, very important. Use practice, demonstration and coaching. So these are the ways in which you can fix the training. If the training is not good, you should understand how adult learning is happening. Adult को respect दे दो, adult को उनका experience से समझाओ, adult को उनका experience को आप respect करो, adult को interactive करो. So these are the ways in which, these are the principles of adult learning, and these are the ways in which you can fix the adult learning. Okay, fine. Adults learn best when they do discuss, apply and solve real problems. मतलब क्या है? Adult learn best. Okay, best learning means retention is highest. See, I am just giving you training and I am going. I am giving you training, interacting with you, and then you are going. Now, after learning from me, then you are teaching. That is the best way. Okay, so different methods, different retention is there. Retention means how much you can understand. That is retention. Okay, so the adults learn best when they do. See, when you are doing, just by sitting in confined space class will not help you out. Understanding the confined space concepts, and then you are going into the site and then you are applying. That is the best learning method. Then you are discussing, you are teaching someone, you are applying it in the site and solving the real problems. That is how you will be learning the best. So adults learn best when they do discuss. So what is this? This is active learning. This is what is this? This is active learning. Okay. Active learning behave, passive learning behave. Passive learning means what? Just reading or just listening. There is no interaction. There is no discussion. There is no application. That is passive learning. Here it is active learning. So in retention questions, there if some questions are coming, active methods usually beat passive methods. Okay, you will be easily understand. ये class सुनने के बाद आपको इस module में इस section में any questions coming in this aspects like adult learning or active learning, you can easily understand. You can easily write 1 mark sure from that question. You will be getting, definitely you will be getting that 1 mark also because you are understanding the concept. Understanding the concept is most important. Okay. Now, BCSLB will be giving you such scenarios. Okay, this is as per the previous question papers we have made these notes. So, where training is failing, they will be giving you scenario where training is failing. Okay, and you have to fix that training by making it more experience based. We have discussed active participation, not passive listeners. You have adults need relevance. Okay, so that is how you can make the training relevant. Okay, fine. Now you are giving the training. Now you are giving the training. You know at how adult is working. You know how adult is liking the training, or how you should improve the training for the adult. What are the adult learning principles? You know everything. You know, but the real most important question is whether adult needs training or not. Okay, if adult needs the training or not, whether the training is relevant or not. Because most of the time, see, whenever we are writing control measures, okay, what we will write in Nibosh, IG2 also control measures, give training, give training, give training. That is the easiest thing that you can write, because if you are writing just give provide training immediately, that one word is enough. Okay, otherwise, if you are giving any kind of control measures, means that is difficult to write, difficult to understand, difficult. So this is easy. Put all the load in the trainer. Okay, that is finished. But sometimes the training is not the solution. So what you have to do, you have to understand the need assessment. You have to understand if training is required or not. That is the first step. That is the first question also. That is one of the question also. Okay. It's very simple, but many people are getting wrong in this. Okay. So understand the concept. Okay. Most important, many times they have asked in ASP, CSP. Okay. So I will give you a scenario. Okay. So if there is an increase injury cases, near miss is there, okay, or unreported unsafe behavior is there, low compliance is there, what you will be seeing? Number of people are getting injured or near miss are increasing, etc., etc. What you will say? Give training. Okay. But training is not the first step. That is the most important thing. Okay, identify the cause of the performance gap. Okay, identify the cause of the performance gap. This means you must determine whether the issue is caused by lack of knowledge or skill. If this is very important, if it is caused by lack of knowledge or skill, then only training may help. If it is because of lack of knowledge or skill, then training may help. If it is because of lack of tools, resources, then training is not the solution. You have to provide resources. If it is poor supervision, training is not the solution. You have to provide the supervisor. Weak procedure, systematic problem. You have to fix the system. Conflicting incentive, management problem. Refusal, non-compliance. Person is not willing to work. Even if you are providing him training, the person is not willing to work. Person is not motivated to work. Person is taking shortcuts. Because why? See, at 5 o'clock, person is stopping his work and going, or at 4:45. Okay, what the worker is doing, worker is taking shortcut and he is completing his job in an unsafe manner, and then he is going to home at 5 o'clock, or he is sitting at bus at 5 o'clock. Now, why this person is taking shortcut and completing the work and going at 5 o'clock? Because the motivation of reaching home is higher than the motivation of completing the job in an unsafe manner और इन एंड सेफ मैनर. ओके, उसको जल्दी घर पे जाने के लिए ज्यादा मोटिवेशन है, ये काम सेफ मैनर से करने के लिए उसको उतना मोटिवेशन नहीं है. तो हियर यू हैव टू फिक्स द मोटिवेशन प्रॉब्लम, not the training problem. So you should understand why the person is not performing, or why the person is performing in an unsafe manner. What is the cause? Every time training will not fix the problem. There are so many other problems like lack of knowledge, lack of tools, poor supervision, weak procedure, conflicting incentive, refusal, poor design engineering, etc., etc., etc. Only when lack of knowledge or skill is there, there only training will help. So this is our focus. This is our important point in this module. So this is only when the training will help. So this is the question. See, the first step in development of a safe training program, you must be able to understand what the first step in developing the safety program is. Identify employees who may need training. Prepare workbook. No. Field instruction. Define objectives. What is the first step? Identify employees who may need the training. No. The answer is define objective. Okay. The first step in developing of a safe training program must be So safe training program you are developing. Okay. So while developing a safe training program, you must understand. Now let us discuss about the questions from this area which we have covered. So first question, these questions are from previous year's questions of ASP, CSP. Okay. So these are very, very relevant questions and most of these questions are repeatedly asked. Okay. So which of the following should be the first step in developing of a safety training program? First step in developing a safety training program, we already told, before giving the training, you must understand whether the training is relevant or not. That is the first step. Okay. So we have already discussed that. Ensures instructions are available. No, determine if there is a need for the training. We have discussed the first step. First step is identifying the cause of the performance gap. That means you must understand whether, it means you must determine whether the issue is caused by lack of training or not. First step is not automatically training. You must determine whether the training is required or not. Whether the training is required or not. That is the most important question. That is where most people go wrong. We have discussed that. So which is the following, which should be the following the first step in development of a safety training program. Determine if there is a need of the training. Okay, determine if there is a need for the training. That is the first step. Okay. Now this is a confusing question. Huh? This is a very confusing question. Again, from the need assessment itself, the first step in development of a safety training program must be identify employees who may need training, prepare workbook, define the instructions and define objectives. So here there is no need assessment. Okay. But they are asking the same question, first step in development of a safety training program. So there is no need assessment. The need assessment is an option many. Identifying employees who might need the training, that is also there. Prepare workbook, no. Prepare workbook, it is not in this, it is not the correct answer. Find instructor, wo bhi correct answer nahi hai. Define objective is the correct answer. So you will understand ADDIE model. Okay. Analyze, develop, design, develop, implement and evaluate. Okay. ADDI model. Next, हमारा notes में आएंगे. So first one is analysis of the training, whether the training is required or not. So determine if the training is required or not. That we have already covered in the first question. Now that option is not there in these four options. So what is the best option? Define the objectives of the training. What is the objectives of the training? Okay. So this is coming actually in the ADDI model, but still I have given here because it is having slight similarity. Okay. So in that ADDI model, you will understand in a much clearer way. To determine training and non-training needs, the safety professional must first prepare a budget, analyze management culture, interview instructors, and assess current work performance. To determine training and non-training needs, so first to understand training need, first you need to have an assess current worker performance. That is gap analysis. ओके सो अगर आपको ट्रेनिंग चाहिए क्या नहीं चाहिए वो समझने के लिए व्हाट इज द वर्कर परफॉर्मेंस परफॉर्म कर रहा है कि नहीं गैप एनालिसिस आपको करना चाहिए बजट से नहीं होगा कल्चर से नहीं होगा इंटरव्यू करने से नहीं होगा व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम आपको समझना चाहिए देन ओनली यू विल अंडरस्टैंड टू डिटरमाइन ट्रेनिंग एंड नॉन ट्रेनिंग इससे क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड कंफ्यूजिंग करेंगे आपको इसके लिए कंसेप्ट आपको जानना चाहिए और प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन पेपर्स आपको वर्कआउट करना चाहिए आराम से मिलेंगे ओके डोंट वरी ऑन दैट Now, another question is not always, training is not always the answer. Which situation would likely require a solution other than training? Which situation would likely require a solution other than training? Okay. Now here we have given an four option. Worker refuses to follow safety rules. New hires. Worker transferring job. New procedure. Now the question, see, in ASP, CSP, most important thing is that you must understand the question properly. Questions are always confusing. Which situation would likely require a solution other than safety training? So they are not asking which situation you need to give safety training. They are asking other than safety training. What? You should not give here safety training. So if new procedures are implemented, you should give training because there is a skill gap. We already told when we are giving training, when there is a skill gap or knowledge gap, we will be giving training, right? अगर skill gap है knowledge gap है हम training देंगे new procedure मतलब there is a knowledge gap we will give training worker transferring to the job तो उधर भी आपको training देना चाहिए new hire means they are new to the job skill gap and knowledge gap, you will be giving training. But the question kya hai? Which situation would likely require a solution other than safety training? So here, worker refuses to follow safety rules. That is the correct answer. See, questions are also not direct. You must understand the question. Okay, that is the most important thing. Now, the training method that provides the most information retention is, okay, information retention. This will come in another, this one, a topic, but still I have given here because a lot of revisions. Most of the time you are solving the same question. So again and again, you are getting the repeated revision also, and the concept will be very much thorough to you. Okay. So this is a learning curve. In the first, like this is 112 pages are there, total notes. We have already come here for the sixth pages. Okay. Now, when you come to the like 50, 60 pages and all, you concept will be very much complete to you because we are discussing the questions again and again and again. So in the first few of the pages, you will not be that smooth transition will not be there, but towards the end, it will be like very much smooth transition. Okay. The training method that provides the most information retention is reading, listening, active, and seeing. You know that. See, active, we have already discussed active learning methods, doing, then teaching, then demonstration. We have discussed here. Okay. Training, adults learn best when they do discuss, apply, and solve real problems. So retention is, in retention question, active methods usually beat passive methods. So what is active method? Active methods are we are doing and we are actively doing. So active methods. Okay. Now, active training requires instructor demonstrates, instructor remains active, instructor reads, and employees do the work. Employees, see, active training requires instructor demonstrate, instructor remains active, instructor reads. See, when the instructor is doing, instructor is demonstrating, these are all active, but here who is active? Instructor is active. But in our active training, what we want, the employees, the trainees should be active. Active training means trainer active होने से फायदा नहीं है. जो trainees जो training लेंगे, they should be active. Very very important point. Okay. Employees do most of the work. The concepts are very simple, but when they are giving in an application level question, then at that time you will be getting confusion. So that is why we are giving this questions repeatedly after each notes that we are discussing. Okay. Which of the following is not true regarding safety training? See, which of the following is not true regarding safety training? Not true. Not true means what? It is false. Simple things, but they are making you confusing. Okay. Not true regarding safety training. Training effective when motivated. Does not affect morale. Cost may be hidden. Critical role in safety. So not true. This is false. Training not affect morale. Training will definitely affect morale. Okay, so this is the answer. Does not affect morale. Okay. Then what is the primary purpose of training? What is the primary purpose of training? Reduce production rate. Primary benefit of safety training is reduce production rate, improve safety performance, fewer accidents, reinforce goals. So primary performance benefit of safety training, not just training, they are asking safety training. Each and every question आपको एक उसका कीवर्ड समझना है. बेनिफिट भी है इधर, और सेफ्टी ट्रेनिंग का बेनिफिट क्या है, सेफ्टी ट्रेनिंग का बेनिफिट क्या है. इवन इफ यू आर नॉट अटेंडिंग दिस क्लास, यू कैन से दैट इज व्हाट improve safety performance. Okay. Now we will move into the next topic. Okay, ये topic के बाद similarly we will be discussing the questions and answers. This is coming in our this one syllabus. Okay, similarly we will be covering. Okay, so this I will be giving in the next video. Okay, please subscribe as usually I am saying, and also please share with your friends also.